Minnesota's biggest microphone. Here's Jason DeRusha.
What on earth is happening? No way on my bingo card today did I have President Donald Trump and the new mayor of New York City getting along? Civil? Zoran Mamdani met with the president, Donald Trump, today, and at first we didn't know if they were going to hang out with the media afterwards. But these two, I suppose the one thing that they have most in common is they both are incredible politicians. They both love the media and love the cameras, despite what they say. We know they love it. And right now, they are answering questions. They have been answering questions in the White House for about 30 minutes. I wonder how you feel about this. If you're a Donald Trump supporter, do you like the fact that Donald Trump is praising the new mayor of New York City? Some of these quotes, I feel very confident that he can do a good job. That is quite a difference from calling him a 100% communist lunatic. Trump called Mamdani a communist. Mamdani called Trump a despot. So I'm just trying to make heads or tails out of this, and I'd like to know what you think as well. It's 651-461-9226. Because this, in a way, is what I've been hoping for. Can you get people who have diametrically opposed political viewpoints, can you get them together and be civil today? Is what we're seeing in the Oval Office right now, is this a framework for what you guys should be doing around the Thanksgiving table next week? Or are both of these guys frauds where they use each other to freak out about communism, to freak out against, radical liberals or, fascist despots? But when it comes down to it, it's a couple of guys who love power, who love authority, who love being big shots. I mean, some of these quotes, we agree on a lot more than I would have thought Mr. Trump said about Mamdani. I mean, all right, listen to a little bit of this. Here are America's newest best buddies, President Donald Trump and New York City Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani.
Very productive meeting. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do very well. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against a lot of smart people, starting with the early primaries against some very tough people, very smart people. And he beat them easily. And I congratulated him. And we talked about some things in very strong common, like housing and getting housing built, and food and prices, and the price of oil is coming way down. That anything I do is going to be good for New York. If I can get prices down, it's good for New York. And we've got them down, way down from last year. We have, as you know, I've been saying to a lot of people, Walmart said that Thanksgiving this year is exactly 25% less.
Just
than
from there,
year,
you're sort of like, all right.
York.
This was not what I expected. And I just wonder if this is what people want. So if you are a Donald Trump supporter, you are in the text line here at WCCO Radio all the time talking about crazy liberals. And now, is this a reality? Like, the reality is like, I beat this guy up for campaign purposes. But when it comes right down to it, you respect the fact that this guy, you heard Donald Trump saying how impressive his election results were. Now, part of the weirdness of this, and here on the radio, you guys can't see this, but Mamdani is standing. Donald Trump is sitting at the Resolute desk in the Oval Office, and then behind him, Mamdani is standing behind him, and like it's a little awkward. Donald Trump, I think Mamdani will be a really great mayor. Huh? Yeah. I mean, there is an Oscar Felix dynamic going on there. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, Trump said of Mamdami. Trump said he would absolutely live in Mamdani's New York. Now, you may recall yesterday the president was talking about a bunch of Democratic politicians where Trump accused them of sedition and said it was punishable by death. I mean, you just don't know. You just don't know. And it is hilarious as this is to me. The bottom line of this is good. We do want the president of the United States to have a civil, well, at least I do. I want the president of the United States to have a civil relationship with the mayor of America's largest city. It just matters. Texters at 651-461-9226 say it's hilarious. Can't wait for the hard left who have screamed about Klobuchar and Schumer and anybody else who engaged with a Republican to explode. Like, that is the other part of this, right? Where you think that there is a belief, and I think it's ridiculous. There is a belief that we must always be at war. And if you are a true liberal, especially if you're a democratic socialist, engaging with the president of the United States, I mean, people get on my case by saying, like, you're normalizing this. You know, this idea, you're platforming this. Let's talk to Tom on a cell phone, 651-461-9226. Tom, I'm struggling. How do you make sense of this?
Well, Donald is not a politician. He's a businessman. He grew up in New York City.
Yeah.
Real estate, the toughest business there is.
I mean, he's a politician now, Tom. He's been the president of the United States twice, right? Like, come on.
Yeah,
he's one of the best.
I wouldn't want to play a game of poker with Donald Trump.
No, same. Absolutely.
He knows how to negotiate, and you don't start out on a bad footing, no matter who you're dealing with, Putin or Kim Jong-un, or they're all his friends. That's how you get in there and negotiate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So what do you make of the public posturing, though, where you're like, this guy is going to destroy New York City. This guy is 100% a communist. You know, what do you make of that?
That's Donald Trump. He's a player.
It is possible. Thank you, Tom. It's 651-461-9226. Didn't Trump say he would pull federal funding from New York City if Mamdani won? He sure did. He sure did. I don't know. As I said, like, I'm not mad about this. It is what I want to see more of in our politics. I do think that when you have two people who totally disagree on issues, there are things we all have in common. We all want safe neighborhoods. We all want growth and success. We all want good schools. The way we get there, we have different viewpoints on the path, right? But if we can focus on the things we do have in common, maybe this is the way. Maybe this is the way. Let's go to Willie in New Hope. Willie, you're on CCO.
Oh, Jason, my good man, what have you been smoking?
Yeah.
You know he's doing this just for optics. He can't stand it unless he's in the spotlight 24/7. That's all he's doing it for.
So why Zoran? Why is he doing it? What's he have out of the deal?
Well, he's doing it to bring attention to his policy things, to get people to think about the affordability thing, not just in New York, but this is going to go national, of course. So people say, oh, well, he's more than just a New York guy. So it'll get people talking about affordability. But I can guarantee you, before the end of the year, he'll be calling him a socialist and a communist. Either here, that AI-generated robot that he has as a press spokesman. Who's that gal? That his press spokesperson.
Trump's spokesperson.
Yeah, what's her name?
Catherine Levitt.
Yeah, she's an AI. She never coughs. Never
Caroline.
She's an AI-generated robot.
Well, I don't know about that, Willie. All right. I mean, I do think like we can't figure out the president. I do think that Donald Trump is impressed by a big win at the poll. And the other thing that I think he's impressed with, well, I'll explain that in just a minute. Do you like this? Two politicians with totally different viewpoints within the last half hour kind of hanging out? I will say Trump is praising Mamdani more than the reverse is happening, but it's a fascinating thing, especially as we get to this week where so many people, so many families are going to be coming together with different viewpoints. And we've sort of accepted like, oh, well, you can protect yourself. You can protect your feelings. You don't have to go be with people who disagree with you and make you feel unsafe. Well, America's most high-profile socialist is in the White House right now. And Donald Trump says maybe he's misunderstood. Why not? Drive Time back in a minute on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I am in a fashion show tonight. Oh, goodness. In the file of things that I never thought I would say, it's Jason here. I am in a fashion show because I'll be wearing the clothing of my friends at J.H. and Sons at the Galleria in Edina. In fact, right now I'm wearing a kind of suit coat, sport coat that I got at J.H. and Sons. It's kind of a little more casual jacket. It's got like a zip up. Yeah, we're zipping it up. We got a little hood on there. J.H. and Sons has clothing that'll make you look awesome if you got a big-time business meeting or a wedding or a holiday party, but they also have you covered if you're looking for date night. Tonight, I'll be wearing kind of a fall outfit with these really cool boots, a great coat. The reason I bring it up is that you get the chance to get to J.H. and Sons at the Galleria in Edina and experience amazing service. They've got great clothing no matter what you need. But the people there will make you feel taken care of. So go experience it. What are you doing this weekend? Get to the Galleria in Edina. They've got you covered for your holiday shopping for the guy in your life. JHandsons.com. Sign up for that email list and go visit the store.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country. But Congressman Tom Emmer is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Congressman Tom Emmer at 202-225-2331 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Great work doesn't happen by accident. It happens in the right environment. At iSpace Environments, we bring together office furniture, architectural walls, and integrated technology to create spaces that help people work better, feel better, and connect more easily. We're a 100% employee-owned company built on the potential of partnership to help organizations create environments that look and perform beautifully. Whether you're an architect shaping a vision, a project manager juggling timelines, or a business leader reimagining your workplace, we make the process easy, seamless, and even enjoyable. From early planning to final installation and support beyond, we take ownership of the details that matter most. Because at iSpace, your success is our success. Visit iSpaceEnvironments.com to discover how our partnership can help your people feel better, work better, and connect better.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to any longer. Tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Your daily detour into sharper conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I've been throw up the sex in a and I can put you in.
One of the things I really do very much today, he'd like to see him come down, ideally by building a lot of additional housing. Yeah. That's the ultimate way. He agrees with that, and so do I. But if I read the newspapers and the stories, I don't hear that. But I heard him say it today, and I think that's a very positive step. No, I don't expect. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City. It's where I come from. I spent a lot of years there. Now I'm right here. We took a big setback with the mayor that we had, named de Blasio. I thought it was a tremendous setback for the city. I think this mayor can do some things that are going to be really great.
Now listen to that. The Republicans right now have to be freaking out because wasn't the whole strategy of the midterm to paint Zoran Mamdami as the absolute boogeyman, and you must vote for Republicans or you're going to have a nation full of this crazy socialist guy.
We agree on a lot more.
And now we've had 30 minutes of
I think he's
a pretty
I want him to
rational
do a great job, and
now,
we'll help him do a great job. You know, he may
textures are all over the place on this, which
but
I
in
love.
many ways, you know,
because
we were
it's
discussing
just
when
like
Bernie
the whole
Sanders
thing
was out of the race. I
it's
picked up a lot of his votes.
It just
had no idea
is.
Because he was strong on not getting.
Before the break, I
ripped off
said there are
and
two
lots
things
of
that Donald
that
Trump
practiced
loves. One is he
been
loves
very
a winner. And
tariffs.
Zoran Mamdami absolutely destroyed the competition at the ballot.
Yeah, he did.
So he likes that. The other thing that Donald Trump likes is someone who can draw attention from
many of the Bernie Sanders voters voted for me.
And right now, is there anybody who draws more camera,
frankly, in seeing that and saying that, and
who isn't named Donald Trump, than Zoran Mamdami?
But
it makes sense. I'm curious.
He likes that. He even commented on it in New York, in the news conference today, where he says that he says about Mamdani, he's different.
I'll use every form of transit, and I want to make sure that they're all affordable in New York City, and that's why making buses fast and free is essential.
So many world leaders have visited the Oval Office, but few get as much attention as Mamdani.
You know, I mean, he's working very hard.
Like, this is a little different. He was even specifically asked, Elise Stefanik said that Mamdani is a jihadist. And Trump said he's actually a really rational person. Which again, I'm on the Donald Trump side here. I'm with Donald Trump on this, but this is just quite it's so much of a departure. It's got us talking about.
It is and it isn't, right? I mean, it's a departure from his previous rhetoric, but we've seen the president bop back and forth between positions depending on which way the wind happens to be blowing. All you have to do is go back to last week in the Epstein files. This is not him flipping and flopping is nothing new. And his followers going along with it is also nothing new. So really, to me, there's no downside for President Trump in this. What I'm kind of surprised by is that Mamdani showed up for this thing. Because I got to imagine, the folks that are hard left that just absolutely detest the president with every fiber of their being
Yes.
also tend to gravitate towards the democratic socialist kind of stuff, which is where supposedly he was the poster boy for that. If you're him, how do you spin this to those folks who just can't even stand the sight of the president? And now here you are standing in the Oval Office, the president's flank, trading compliments with each other. That's a part of this that has me befuddled. The president, he's all over the place anyway. To me, that's just par for the course. But it's the Mamdani part of it that surprises me.
But don't you look at Mamdani and say this guy played Donald Trump like a fiddle? Like he absolutely knew that going in there harping on your differences was no way to get anywhere with Donald Trump. He said that he and Trump were clear on their views, and their meeting focused on the shared purpose they had in serving New Yorkers. I mean, we have seen this, and this is why I think Minnesota Democrats are totally missing the boat in the right way to deal with this administration. They may be making their hardcore supporters happy, but the correct way to deal with Donald Trump is to focus on your shared issue, flatter, and ultimately remember that Donald Trump wants a win. How do you get Trump to a win? Now, you may not want to give Trump a win because you think the goal is to irritate his supporters and rile up yours. But if your goal is actually a policy that helps the people where you live, isn't this how politics used to be? Maybe Mamdami is a little more old school than I thought.
It used to be this way, but this sort of thing would be done behind closed doors. That kind of, let's get in a filled room and hash out a deal where nobody gets exactly everything they want. That's how it used to be. Playing it out in front of a camera like this is a different level.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could argue pragmatically and practically this is a great move for him in terms of the health of New York City and what the federal government can do to help. But I'm thinking politically, are his followers going to be so incensed by this that it becomes a very brief mayorship for Mr. Mamdani?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, is the the blue wave that people, and I'm doing scare quotes as I say that, the blue wave that people were talking about in this last election, and that they're trying to generate momentum towards in the midterms, is that based on having an angry base that shows up to vote? And if you're in there playing touchy-feely with the president, are they showing up?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to be fascinated what the reaction is. My bottom line on this is that I do want people who disagree vigorously to meet and to talk and to work on common solutions because I want our world to get better. And I think it's hilarious because these two were so over the top in their criticism of each other. And a texter asking, why are we calling this ridiculous? Well, because another texter says, I'm not surprised by this. They're both opportunists. Like there is certainly a chance that tomorrow, both of these guys go back to villainizing each other. But I guess I personally would rather have people who disagree coming together and having conversations. And I do think that Minnesota Democrats could maybe take a lesson from this, that this is the better way to get good results for Minnesotans. Mamdani doing it right, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, says a texter. That may be true. We're going to break in just a minute. The mayor of St. Paul. Actually, I'd be curious what his take is on this. Melvin Carter, the outgoing mayor of St. Paul, so he can say whatever he wants, right? The reason we're having a conversation is because there's an update on that immigration raid that happened in St. Paul. We'll talk to the mayor about that in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO. It's like wearing socks with sandals. Yeah, everybody laughs until their feet get cold. It's like having a paper map in the glove box, just in case. It's like the Mr. Coffee Maker you bought way back in 1984 that still brews a better pot than any app-controlled Wi-Fi smart latte machine. Now, we're not trying to be cool. We're trying to actually be useful. to be of service, to be your go-to for information and conversation every day, which honestly is pretty cool. News Talk 830 WCCO, the kind of cool you can count on.
The holidays will be here soon.
And whether you've been coming to Thielen Meats and Piers for generations
or looking to start a new family tradition,
you'll want to put us on your holiday wish list.
We're the #1 meat market in Minnesota.
We add those melt-in-your-mouth moments to your holiday celebration.
High-quality meats that keep our customers coming back for more.
That's why we've become a holiday tradition for so many folks.
No meals complete without Thielen Meats
of Piers.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Grabbing the holidays by the boughs with Duluth. Step 1, hire a mall Santa to handle snow removal. Ho, ho, ho! My sciatica. Step 2, hit Duluth Trading and load up on fire hose pants, buck naked underwear, pocket pack bibs, free swinging flannel, and all kinds of ingenious gear you won't find anywhere else. Grab the holidays by the boughs and shop Duluth Trading, online and in store.
Sometimes the best thing we can do at WCCO is shut up and let our listeners do the talking.
You guys at CCO, I love how you reach out into the community and you can affect tangible change. What you guys do for the Union Gospel Mission, what you did for this National Bone Marrow Donor Program. I so appreciate you. And I want more and more people to introduce their kids to radio. We cannot let this go. It's free. It's accessible for everyone. Because I'll tell you what, Spotify, they're not going to build a park down the street from your house. iTunes is not going to raise money. We have got to start supporting radio stations.
This isn't an ad. It's a thank you.
I support you guys. I've got my insurance through the Canopy Group. I met with Matt Gutman to create an estate plan this summer. I take this kid to Stretch Lab, and I just dropped off a title yesterday for my second car donation at Newgate School. I love it. I love the city, and I love you guys. Thanks for doing what you do.
You're the reason we do what we do. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Highway 55 on Eagondale Boulevard. Crash has been taken care of. Things running much smoother through the intersection now. Crosstown eastbound, got your slowdowns. Gleason all the way out towards Cedar Avenue. Highway 10 westbound, that's jammed up once again this afternoon. Foley heading up to Hanson Boulevard. Up on the northwest corner, some minor slowing. West 94, Hemlock Lane to Weaver Lake Road. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Washburn-McCreevy Funeral Chapels and Cremation Services has been providing compassionate and personalized service for over 160 years. Honor your loved one and ensure your own wishes are met. Call 612-377-2203 or visit washburnmccreevy.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by Washburn McCreevy Funeral, Cremation, and Pre-Planning Services. Just texting with Bill McCreevy, great guy, great supporter of this radio station, and a big fan of Chris Schaefer.
Awesome looking weekend on tap. Partly cloudy down to 33 tonight, all the way up to 54 tomorrow. That's 15 degrees above average. We'll have a partly cloudy sky, mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 52. Rain showers Monday. That rain mixes with snow Tuesday and will be cold chilling Wednesday and Thanksgiving.
Right now it is 46, mostly sunny. Finally, a sunny day here on CCO.
Drive time with DeRusha.
Petty BS you've been peddling in for decades. I was
going to say. On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Immigration raid, arrests, protests earlier in the week at Brotex, an industrial warehouse in St. Paul. The mayor of St. Paul, Melvin Carter, was out there, as is sort of how these things go down right now. Protesters show up, and we don't really know much about what's going on. Yesterday, federal officials say they arrested 14 people on immigration violations, and Homeland Security says that includes someone with past domestic abuse charges. The mayor of St. Paul, Melvin Carter, is with us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. Mr. Mayor, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Hey, Jason, thanks for having me on.
You know, when federal officials say they arrested 14 people, does that change how you feel about this operation? Does that make you feel like, all right, what they were doing was just or was the right thing to do?
Well, they like to say arrest to make you feel like, you know, this is centered in their public safety rhetoric to make you feel like, you know, the folks they went after and targeted were some threats to public safety. But when they say that they went after 14 people and one of them had a past something, they didn't tell us very specifically what that past thing was. It makes me feel like, wait a minute, over 90% of the people who you just targeted were law-abiding residents who were just going to work that morning. And the one person you could identify who did have a criminal record, it wasn't significant. It seemingly wasn't even significant enough for you to tell us very specifically what that was. And it wasn't something current that presented some current threat to public safety. To make those 14 arrests, they swooped into the community. They caused a scene of chaos and panic. They pepper sprayed a whole crowd of people, American citizens, American residents, St. Paul neighbors. They ran over people's toes on their way out, you know, trying to get out. This doesn't sound like something that made our community safer. Actually, quite the opposite.
Is there a way that we could accomplish the goal of, on the one hand, doing what the federal government said they were going to do, which is get people who are here illegally, who have a history of criminal convictions or violent behavior, getting the drug dealers and getting the violent criminals and the gangbangers who shouldn't be here legally, getting them out of here? Is there a better way that this could be done, considering that both St. Paul and Minneapolis have said, you know, for many valid reasons, but still saying, like, we're not going to cooperate. We're not going to be agents of the federal government when it comes to immigration policy. How do we do this in a more constructive way?
It's not confusing at all, Jason. What we do is we enforce the law, whether you're a criminal or whether you're a citizen or a non-citizen. If somebody breaks the law or commits a violent crime, we put you in jail. By the way, nobody's better than St. Paul where that's concerned. We don't need the federal government's help doing that. You and I talked recently about the fact that we just recently have tripled our rate of our solve rate for non-fatal shootings, and we solve over 90% of homicides in our city. We actually don't need the assist where that's concerned. And if they were really in jest if they were really sincerely focused on going after violent criminals, they could probably find a lot of partners and a lot of teammates. What we've said where St. Paul is concerned is if you break a law or present a current threat to public safety, like our St. Paul police officers are on their way to you, but we're never going to criminalize somebody for their identity. And that's what they want us to do when they say we arrested somebody. They're in there or paint people as like human beings as illegal by birth, by existence illegal. Your existence is illegal. Your oxygen is illegal. Not that you broke into a store or did something illegal. Your existence is illegal. That's what they want us to go along with. That's something that betrays every principle that I've ever read about in our founding documents of our country. Our police department will absolutely never help criminalize somebody for their identity. But tell you what, if somebody has shot somebody or robbed the bank or is dealing drugs or something like that, we're on the team.
But Mayor, I mean, if they are here illegally, they are breaking a law. Now, you and I agree that like going through manufacturing plants and warehouses and farm fields and sweeping up people whose only crime is coming to this country illegally, I find that to be a tremendous waste of energy, of time, of money. And I think I'm not down with that. That said, like, I don't know, it is, if you're going into a plant after one person, is it just about identity, or is it the fact that they found 14 people who they say, we'll see, but they say are here illegally?
And one of the things I push back on is we're not talking about all people who came into the country illegally. Some folks, we're talking about folks who came into the country on a student visa and wanted to finish their dissertation. We're talking about folks who who've lived in the country for years on a work visa, and who have, we have an employee of ours who spent 25 years trying to get his permanent residency status, right? His family is here, his wife is here, his kids is here, his whole life is here. And that process takes decades to do. And and so what we're saying is, if that process isn't able to catch up with his life and his family and his grandkids, now we don't like you and you have to go, and we're going to call you a criminal just because you continue to live where your family is, because you continue to want your children to be able to go to the same school, because you want to be able to finish your degree or finish your program or work a job, or not live in a country where the government would prosecute you. And so, we like to try to criminalize somebody just because they live somewhere and say, oh, you came into the country illegally. That's not always the case. The other thing that I'll say to you is, and I've told you this before, the reason we're so good in St. Paul at solving crimes is because people trust us, is because people know that we're not going to criminalize their identity. Right. That people know that if you haven't committed a crime, like, you can trust our St. Paul police officers. We're not coming after you just because of who you are, no matter what you've done. That's what helps us. That's what helps folks tell us. That's what helps your neighbor know that if they smell smoke coming from your house, they can call 911.
That's right.
So this isn't just about the individuals. This is about the fabric of our community. And let me tell you, the trade-off that we make when we make people terrified that their government agents are coming after them in masks, just because they exist, then they can't call 911. Then they can't tell if they saw somebody beat me up. Then they can't call if they think my house is on fire. The whole fabric is torn for all of us if we tear it for some of us.
Melvin Carter is the mayor of St. Paul, and it is, being here illegally is generally not a crime. It is generally it's a civil violation. You get deported under a civil process. Right. So, I don't want to conflate being here illegally with, being a gangbanger or a drug dealer. It is different. They say that,
and that's important because some people do want to conflate that.
Yeah, you are here illegally. You have violated the law, but it's not
Jason,
criminal.
Can we use the word you're undocumented? I don't consider anybody to be an illegal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like the "you're here illegally" thing. This country has always been we've always marked ourselves as this bastion, this shining light that people came to. And let me tell you, when the generations of folks who were, flooding into this country were coming from Europe, it was a badge of honor for us. And the larger percentage of the folks who are coming to this country started being from Asia and Africa. All of a sudden, it started to be something that we hated. And so I just do not like the term illegal. If you don't mind saying undocumented just until I hang up, I'd appreciate it.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I didn't say they're illegal immigrants.
You didn't. That's true.
I said they're here illegally, and that's not always the case, right? I mean, and
that's right.
So we don't know. And part of what I hate about the way ICE does its business is that nobody knows anything. The hearings are not always. You don't always have due process. I mean, there are lots of problems with it.
That's right.
I don't
right.
mean to sound like I'm in favor of this.
You don't.
Yeah. So just to be clear about that, I do want
to. You don't sound like you're in favor of it. I do think the words that we use matter. I don't think you sound like you're in favor.
I think that's fair. I do think, and I'm curious for your take, because you made a point about the fact that there has been such a shift in people's attitudes. And I think often we talk about immigration as like one big thing, when personally, I believe part of the way we're going to grow as a state, maybe the only way we're going to grow as a state, is through legal immigration. And we need the energy and the ideas that come from people from different countries, because we're not growing on our own. What do you think is the reason for the change, though? Because there is no question, this is not just Republicans. There are many Democrats. I don't know if it's fear about a way of life changing that people are nervous about, if it is genuine economic anxiety, or if it is sort of an anti-Latino movement that's happening.
I don't think it's just anti-Latino. It's anti-Asian, anti-African, anti-Latino, anti-anything. And we hear it directly because what we hear when ICE ever explains who they're going after, they haven't even said they're going after folks who are undocumented. They've said very clearly they go after folks based on how they look. I don't know anything more terrifying than saying somebody doesn't look American. I don't know what looking American means, or I don't know how to reconcile that against
our what they mean.
Principles.
You know what they mean. Yeah.
And when they say that, they're telling us what that shift is.
I think that's right. So, Mike, I do want to ask you one other question based on the news of the day today, where over the last hour, the newly elected mayor of New York, Zohran Mamdani, had an Oval Office, had a meeting with President Trump, and then they had this news conference where Donald Trump was sort of lavishing praise on Mamdani, which was quite interesting. I just wonder, there's sort of this idea, especially in the far left of the Democratic Party, that you should never even be seen with Donald Trump. What, is that a meeting that your time as mayor is coming to an end, but is that a meeting you would have taken where you would have done a one-on-one with President Donald Trump?
I think there's a lot more questions to answer before that becomes a yes or no question. But my job as mayor,
give me a yes or no. What do you care now?
If there was an opportunity to produce resources and do something through that meeting that helped make my residents' lives better, yes.
Yeah. It's sort of a weird deal the way we are politically, that if you're seen with someone you disagree with, it's over for you. But I think, that's the logical answer for sure. You got to take the meeting. Always
but therein lies the condition. I wouldn't be up for being a prop. I wouldn't be up for being used. And if it didn't feel like we had the ground set for it to be a successful and effective use of my time, then I'd have to consider whether it was an effective use of my time, if it was something that benefited my residents or not.
That's a really good point. Yeah. And we'll see in the coming days if Mamdani was a prop or if Donald Trump was the prop in Zohran Mamdani's move. Yep. You just don't know. Melvin Carter, appreciate it.
Point, we ought to be able to spend time with people we disagree with and even be willing to learn from folks who we vehemently disagree with, because if we're not, we should never expect them to be willing to spend time and learn from us.
I think that's right. Really good. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mayor. Melvin Carter with us on CCO. Back in just a minute.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Got a text today from my doctor's office. Sometimes that makes you a little nervous. It's Jason here from my friends at Tureen Dermatology. I was at Tureen Dermatology just about a week ago getting a full body skin checkup. And so the text was about the results of a biopsy that I had done. Don't be scared. It's a scary term, biopsy. Oh, no. No, that's the reason I go to Tureen Dermatology and see Dr. Mohiba Tureen, the best, the nicest, the most amazing dermatologist. And the results were good. It was a benign mark, no big deal. But that's why you get the full body skin checkup. Skin cancer is serious business. Melanoma, Minnesota is in the top 3 states of new melanoma diagnosis. If you have a family history go to TurinDermatology.com and request an appointment. They've got 9 locations all over the Twin Cities, including brand new in Lakeville. Go see them in Lakeville. Go see them in Hudson. They're in Roseville. They're in your backyard. Tureen is Tareen, dermatology.com.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people with chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aids that don't solve your problem or sledgehammer solutions like surgery. Our unique Advent approach can, with a 20-minute in-office procedure, open your blocked nose for good. Outside of Advent, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, in-office solutions can help you stop the Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventnose.com to schedule your appointment. Most insurance accepted.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Anytime is tune-up time with Apollo Heating, Air, and Plumbing. For only $59, get your furnace ready for another rough Minnesota winter. Go to callapollo.com and schedule your tune-up today. That's callapollo.com.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are slow for crosstown westbound as you make way towards Cedar Avenue, heading out to Highway 100 and 94 westbound. Get your slowdowns as you make way eastbound, actually, as you make way through downtown St. Paul. 10 westbound, that's jamming up fully, heading up to Hanson Boulevard. West 94, some slowing as you move past County Road 81 up into Rogers. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason DeRusha here. The Canopy Group represents 16 different insurance companies, not just one. They give you options. Each year, they'll review your program so you don't have to, making sure you get the best coverage at the best price. Do like I did. Go to thecanopygroup.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by the Canopy Group. Tonight, 33 is the low. Tomorrow, 54. Sunday, 52. Nice weekend, and then next week it gets cold. Maybe snow in the forecast, too. Right now it's 46 on CCO.
This is News Talk 830 WCCO. Broadcasting live from the 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship Studio. Single game tickets are on sale now at worldjuniorsmn26.com.
Yeah, cheek, I could be your fantasy. I could tell you got beat energy.
And happy World TV Day.
And to you, Jason.
I'm celebrating World TV Day. Well, I celebrated last night. Alyssa and I got home.
I saw your picture from last night.
9:30, and I don't have like cable or satellite hooked up in my apartment yet. So I was watching Card Sharks first. with Bob Eubanks as the host.
Never heard of it.
And then Press Your Luck. Little Peter to Market. Little
that?
no whammies. There's a time I would be watching the local news.
Yeah.
But just take some comfort that your host of a news talk show today is just a little less informed than I would have been years ago.
Get yourself a PBS app and watch Ken Burns' American Revolutionary documentary. You can thank me later.
All right. Happy World TV Day.
And
Card
bring
DeSharks
a
coming up.
down. Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an 8+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
News Talk 830 WCCO, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. After trading insults for months, President Trump hosted New York's mayor-elect at the White House today and said it was great, despite the harsh words of the past.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. Maybe I think he'll change his mind.
The two focused on issues like the cost of living for New Yorkers.
Appreciated the time with the president. I appreciated the conversation. I look forward to working together to deliver that affordability for New Yorkers.
Thank you very much.
The president was also asked about the U.S. peace plan for Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine's President Zelensky said today it's one of the most difficult moments in the country's history, and he indicated relations with the U.S. could be on the line.
Well, at some point, he's going to have to accept something. You know, he hasn't accepted. You remember right in the Oval Office not so long ago, I said, you don't have the cards.
Analyst Beth Noble.
I think what Ukrainian President Zelensky is trying to signal here is that he wants President Trump to swing back to Ukraine's side and to try to structure a peace deal that won't just give Russia everything it wants. I don't think President Zelensky wants to lose American support, but the Ukrainian people don't want him to agree to a peace deal that takes away their sovereignty or limits their military either. If you're Ukraine looking at this new 28-point peace proposal, honestly, you see very little that's good for you and lots that's good for Russia.
Trump had indicated Zelensky faces a deadline of next Thursday, Thanksgiving. Millions of Americans are already on the move. Here's CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
There is some booking data that indicates travel headaches caused during the government shutdown may have put a bit of a dent into the record predictions of 31 million flyers this Thanksgiving because the pace of bookings appeared to slow in November. And some airports report they are still getting back to normal in terms of TSA staffing. Still, the airlines feel confident that they will be near or above record-breaking levels for Thanksgiving travel. They've added about 45,000 seats compared to what they were flying last year and say they are ready for the rush.
Chris Miller reports from New Orleans on the dwindling government assistance to food banks.
John Sillers with Second Harvest Food Bank says federal resources they used to rely on have been cut, like the USDA's Temporary Emergency Food Assistance Program.
Food that's distributed by the USDA to us, and then we push it out to our pantry partners. We're just not getting as much of it.
His organization is increasing efforts to raise money.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished higher. The Dow finished up by almost 500 points. This is CBS News.
The annual Progressive Keys to Progress program provides vehicles to deserving veterans, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Sunny and 45 degrees at 4:03. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Fry. This hour's top story: Minnesota U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar joining delegation from Ukraine today at the Vatican, where they met with Pope Leo XIV to advocate for the return of kidnapped Ukrainian children by Russia. Klobuchar speaking with WCCO TV.
A lot of this are children that are in bombed out areas. Those were the ones that I met with today, that met with the Pope because they were a little older. So they were found, had nowhere else to go.
Klobuchar also presented the Pope with a resolution honoring the victims and survivors of the Annunciation shooting in Minneapolis. The Minnesota Advisory Committee on Capital Security finalizing its key safety recommendations ahead of the upcoming legislative session.
One of the committee's recommendations implements a trauma-informed safety drill, including active threat and evacuation exercises for all elected officials and staff. DFL Senator Bonnie Westland spoke in favor of the change.
I also know that those things can also be triggering and traumatizing. And yet I think I would feel better to actually go through a process of here, I'm in this building, this is what's happening, this is where I need to go, and this is what I need to do.
These recommendations, along with a third-party security assessment, will inform the final list of recommendations set to be discussed sometime next month. Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830, WCCO.
Still no answer on what's next for George Floyd Square in Minneapolis as debate continues nearly 6 years after Floyd was murdered at 38th in Chicago. The Minneapolis City Council majority supports a pedestrian wall, but Mayor Jacob Fry argues this plan is unworkable because state law requires support from surrounding property owners, all of whom have reportedly opposed closing the street. He tells our own Chad Hartman he's been trying to strike a deal with the council on the issue for years.
Unless something changes substantially, which, that could happen. The route that makes the most sense is an open, flexible option where you can close the street down and have events and parties and festivals and healing sessions and all the rest. And you can have access to the small local businesses.
The resulting stalemate has forced the council to delay the decision until December 11th, possibly pushing a permanent resolution into next year. One of the busiest holiday travel weeks is underway at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. Jeff Lee with the Metropolitan Airports Commission.
One of the things that we rolled out just a few weeks ago for Terminal 1 is the T1 Flex Lane, and that is really an alternate pickup and drop-off point. We also have an alternative spot at Terminal 2 for passenger pickup. That's called the Terminal 2 Express Lane.
He says the worst crowds are expected on the Wednesday before and Sunday
You don't
after
say.
Thanksgiving.
I can't believe it. The airport, are they getting ready, Mark?
I think
gearing
so.
up?
Yeah, gearing up.
It's, how
brace yourselves.
How much, and maybe this is a question you don't have the answer for, but we know it's busy, but
Right.
compared to normal, do we know how much busier it is?
I think,
It's
they
not
always
like there are a
project,
million more planes.
because we always hear AAA projects this is going to be the busiest, but afterwards, do we ever actually hear them come out?
AAA, that is a good racket they have going, right?
What if you
48 million Americans are going to be on the road this weekend?
show up to the airport Wednesday, nobody's there? Then that would be
Right.
a story too.
That would be, I'm sure we'll be on it. Everybody's not off on Wednesday or Thursday, right?
No, I'll be here Wednesday.
You're working? There you go. Now you know your story. Get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Expose the fraud that is the Thanksgiving.
Every reporter loves going to the airport. It's such a convenient place.
Yes. Oh, God, it's the worst.
It's 4:07, traffic and weather next.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by SalvationArmyNorth.org. Got a crash working off to the right side of 35W northbound as you make way past Hiawatha. Get ready for the slowdowns there. Slowdowns a place for South 35W. Come down from Stinson into Minneapolis. 394 eastbound's jammed up 100 into downtown. 36 eastbound watching the jam up there. Snelling heading up to Lexington. This holiday season, thousands of Minnesota families are struggling just to get by. You can help by donating to the Salvation Army. Your gift will provide comfort, hope, and joy to local families. Donate now at salvationarmynorth.org. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
I'm Mary Jo Copeland. Sharing and Caring Hands has been helping people in need for 41 years, thanks to your generosity. To learn more, to donate, go to sharingandcaringhands.org. Make a difference in the lives of others and give hope to the children. May God bless you all.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And the weather is brought to you by Sharing and Caring Hands. Here's Chris Schaefer.
Leftover yard work, outdoor Christmas lights, the weather will cooperate. Partly cloudy, 33 tonight. We'll keep that mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a high of 54. That's 15 degrees above average. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 52. We've got rain coming in on Monday.
Sunny and 45 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Because curious beats clueless every time. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, it is Friday. Hope you're having a good day. Doesn't this week feel like a long week, Mark Fry?
It does.
Is it because we had 2 days of like absolute just gross cloudy weather? Today's like the nicest looking day I feel like we've had all week. It's sunny. I was looking out the window in beautiful downtown St. Paul, my new home. I didn't get a chance when we were talking to the mayor to give him a little bit of a hard time that he loses the mayoral election, and I promptly moved to St. Paul.
Coincidence? I don't know.
I like Melvin Carter. I would not say it's a coincidence. Well, I would say it's a coincidence. Yes, I would. Card DeSharks is ready to go. We have 2 contestants already lined up, so let's play Minnesota's fastest growing afternoon card-related game. It's Card DeSharks. Thanksgiving's approaching, so let out a gobble. Vikes playing Sunday, the ball JJ will bobble. But do not despair and do not dismay. The weekend is here, and it's Card DeSharks Day on Card DeSharks. Another excellent poem from our friend Kristen.
I mean, kind of a cheap shot at JJ, though. I mean,
I don't know.
Really necessary? Come on, Kristen.
The Vikings are only, 3.5 point underdogs against the Packers this weekend? Mark Fry, how many points do you really think the Vikings are going to?
I think they have a chance. Let's just complete some passes and not throw them out of Lambeau.
Yeah.
It's
pretty, if you do that, we're pretty much set. 2 contestants ready to play. And we have some Thanksgiving-themed questions for Jack in Stillwater. Jack, it's good to visit with you. How are you?
Terrific, thanks.
Is today the best day of the week, weather-wise? The sun was out this morning at least.
It was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous. What's going on in Stillwater this weekend? Anything exciting?
We're heading to Rochester for the weekend, so I hope there's nothing too exciting in Stillwater this weekend.
Why would you go to Rochester for the weekend?
It's our hometown.
All right. I have to make a trip to Rochester. The people down there's a bunch of restaurants that have been opened up because, there's all the people there for Mayo Clinic. So tons of restaurants have been opening. So I owe a trip.
Yeah, our nieces work at the Tap House, so we're going there right now. They're on our way there now.
Excellent. All right, Jack, stand by. You're playing for a $50 Jester Concepts gift cards. Jester Concepts just today opening their newest Rustica that bakery opening in downtown Wayzata. So pretty nice little coffee shop and bakery. So that's cool. You can use, if you win, you get $50. You can use it at any of their restaurants. You're playing against Carol, who is in St. Cloud. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Welcome to DeSharks. How are you?
I'm well.
And anything going in St. Cloud this weekend?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
No.
You would know. I know usually if there's anything going in St. Cloud, they're like, well, we got to tell Carol.
There would be Black Friday sales at Macy's if that helps.
Yeah. I think Black Friday started like 3 weeks ago, according to my email. I can't, it's out of control. Black Friday used to be one day, Carol. We didn't need it to be the entire month of November.
I agree.
All right.
But it's here.
It is here. It's true. Yeah. I mean, don't words mean anything anymore? Black Friday starts on a Tuesday. Mark, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're playing for $50, Gesture Concepts. We appreciate them. And we start with a question. It's a survey question. The first question goes to Jack. And Jack will give an answer between 0 and 100. And Carol will say higher or lower. And then that's it. Whoever's right gets control of the board. Mark Fry will be flipping the cards. And the first question, as I said, goes to you, Jack. We surveyed 100 Americans and asked them about Thanksgiving week. Most people, of course, have Thanksgiving at their home or at a nearby relative. But we asked, do you plan to travel for Thanksgiving? How many out of 100 adults said, yes, I do plan to travel? What do you think, Jack?
I think 40%.
Jack says 40. Carol, do you think higher or lower than 40? Are you traveling on Thanksgiving, Carol?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to say 45.
All right. You don't even have to pick a number. You just have to say higher or lower.
I'm sorry, higher.
Very good. All right. Carol says higher. Jack says 40. The actual number of people who say they plan to travel for Thanksgiving is just 18. Just 18%. Much lower. Sort of surprising based on like the news media complex trying to convince you that everybody's going to the airport, Mark Fry.
Fake news, I guess.
Fake news. Fake news. Just 18%. I will be one of those 18% also. I'm going to Chicago to see my family. And Jack, you get control of the cards. Do you want the red cards or the blue cards?
Oh, I think we can go red cards.
All right, Jack goes red. If you're watching on the WCCO Radio Facebook page or on YouTube, you can see the cards as Mark flips them, and your opening card is a 5, Jack. Now, you got the question right. You can change the card if you want, or just say higher or lower than a 5.
Let's go higher than a 5.
All right, higher than a 5. Mark flips it. It is an ace. It is higher than a 5. And you're off to the races here. Ace is high. So, Jack, what do you say? Higher or lower? You can freeze at any time, but you're on an ace. What do you want to do, Jack?
I'll go lower than an ace.
All right, lower than an ace. It is an 8. An 8. It is lower than an ace, but you've got a bit of a conundrum here, Jack. 2 cards to go. You can freeze. That locks in your progress and prevents Carol from taking a shot at the board, or you can roll the dice. What do you want to do, Jack?
Whew. Can't just slide that 8 over to Carol?
It would be nice, though, wouldn't it? But you can preserve your progress, and then we go to another question if you want. It's up to you.
All right. I'll freeze.
All right. Very good. Jack freezes. And Carol, the next question goes to you. It's also a Thanksgiving question. The side is always a big topic of conversation when it comes to Thanksgiving. We know that most people have stuffing and most people have mashed potatoes. But we asked 100 Midwesterners, are you going to have mac and cheese as a side on Thanksgiving? Mac and cheese has become, and in some region of the country, it's a little more popular. Mark, do you get mac and cheese?
We do not. No, it sounds good. A little heavy.
A little heavy. We always do the sweet potatoes or the candied, the yams with the marshmallows on top, which I find a little disgusting myself. It's not my jam. Carol, what do you think? Are you having mac and cheese on Thanksgiving?
It will be on the menu.
Yeah, it's a lot more common now. What do you think? How many Midwesterners say, yes, I'm going to have mac and cheese? Carol?
I need to come up with a percentage.
Yep, just pick a percent between 0 and 100.
20%.
Carol says 20%. Jack, what do you think? Are you having mac and cheese for Thanksgiving?
I hope not. I think. Oh, that's a good answer for Carol. I'll go lower.
All right, Jack goes a little lower. We are going to find out in just a minute. We'll take a break. Back with Carol, back with Jack. How many Midwesterners are going to have mac and cheese? Maybe time for you to plan your menu as we take a break here on Car Dish Show.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we make mattress shopping easy. We offer our lowest and best price to everyone, every day, so you can shop when you're ready. We show you exactly what's inside of our mattresses so you can see and feel the quality for yourself to ensure you're getting the best value. And we offer a no-pressure shopping experience. Our team is here to help you find the best mattress for you. It's that easy. Visit an OMF location today to see the Original Mattress Factory difference for yourself.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. We know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. Our unique Advent approach using simple, ultra-effective in-office solutions can do just that. And that's why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Hey, it's Benita, inviting WCCO listeners to join me and my husband on a sunny Spain and Portugal tour, April 28th to May 8th. Our journey begins in Lisbon with a guided tour, followed by a visit to Sintra's colorful Pena Palace. Next, we'll wander the medieval streets of Evora before crossing into Spain to explore magnificent Gothic cathedrals. In Toledo, we'll discover the city's unique blend of Christian, Jewish, and Muslim cultures. Then travel to Madrid for a guided city tour that includes the Royal Palace. Finally, we'll hop on a train to Barcelona, where we will explore its world-famous architecture and coastal charm. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WCCO Radio, to request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour. They sell out fast. Would love it if you could come with us to Spain and Portugal.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain and the letter X.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Where curiosity hits the gas. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, fun game of card DeSharks. We do this every Friday, and we do it with the support of Jester Concepts. We appreciate them. I just got a text from Bill McCreevy, who went to Butcher and the Boar last night, and he said 10 out of 10. Bill approved it, so there you go. We've got a good matchup here with Jack and Carol, and our last question was about mac and cheese, Thanksgiving sides. We asked 100 Midwesterners, are you going to have mac and cheese? Carol said 20 would say, yep, I'm going to have mac and cheese. Jack said lower. And the actual number of Midwesterners who said they plan on having mac and cheese for Thanksgiving is 34. It is a little bit higher. Not a bad guess, Carol. It still is in that lower third. But, Carol, you get control of the board. Your first time to flip over a card. Mark's going to give you your opener, and you've got a 6. Carol starts with a 6. Now, you can change the card if you want, Carol, because you got the question right. Otherwise, you can go higher or lower than a 6. What do you think?
I'll go higher.
All right, Carol going for it. Higher than a 6? It is. It's a 7. Not much higher, but it still counts, Carol. Now you're in a bind. A 7 is one of those middling cards. You can freeze, or you can say, let's have some fun and roll the dice. What do you think? Higher, lower, or freeze on a 7?
I'll freeze.
All right, Carol freezes, and we go to the next question. And this one goes to you, Jack. Emails, unread emails. Does that give you a little bit of anxiety? I don't like seeing Dan Cook is like, it gives me anxiety. Mark Fry, do you have a number? How many unread emails are in your inbox?
I actually just did a purge this week, and it's down to like 150.
Oh my gosh. I am always at 0 unread because that little number on my iPhone gives me anxiety. So how about Jack? You like to clear the decks as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty fast with the delete, so I keep that inbox clean.
Smart. That's smart. Well, we asked 100 Gen Xers about unread emails in their inbox. How many Gen Xers said, I have more than 100 unread emails in my inbox? Yeah, Dan just recoiled. Mark Fry, you're millennial. You're a millennial, so young. Gen Xer, what's the youngest Gen Xer? Probably 45 or something.
Yeah, it's not too much younger than us.
What do you think, Jack? How many Gen Xers say they have more than 100? More than 100.
Yeah, my wife's a Gen Xer, and she's got quite a bit more than 100. I'll say 75.
75, says Jack. Carol, do you have any unread emails in your inbox?
I do not.
Yeah. What do you think? Jack said 75. Do you think it's higher or lower than that?
I'll go lower.
Carol goes lower. Playing the odds. The actual number of Gen Xers with more than 100 unread emails is only 26. Quite a bit lower. 26% is still a heck of a lot of Gen Xers. 100 unread emails is a lot. So, Carol, you get control of the board, and you're on this 7. You can change the 7 if you'd like.
I'll change the 7.
Yeah, why not? Mark Fry is going to flip over your 7. It becomes a 4. That is a nice change. Higher or lower than a 4?
I will go higher.
Higher than a 4? It is. Oh, no, it's another 4. That's a rough break. The old 4 to the 4. Jack, you get a free shot on this deal. You're on an 8. Do you want to go higher or lower than an 8?
I'll go higher than an 8.
All right, higher than an 8. It is a 4. We got 4s all over this board. And so we'll replenish some of these cards, and we go to sudden death. Sudden death. Ooh. And this question goes to you, Carol. Whoever gets this control of the board will have a decision to make. I'll explain that in a minute. But, Carol, this question to you. It was a question we asked 100 single women. 100 single women. When you start dating a guy, do you ever tell him little lies about yourself to try to impress him? How many single women said, yeah, I tell little lies about myself to try to impress a new date? What do you think, Carol?
I'll go 30%.
Carol says 30%. Jack, higher or lower?
Oh, boy. I've been out of the dating scene since 1985. Let's go lower.
All right. Jack goes lower. Dan is like out of his mind. Dan is thinking like,
Anything less than 100 is a lie.
well, I mean, little lies about yourself.
Exactly.
The actual number of people who admit, single women who admit telling little lies designed to impress a guy is 30. Carol, you got Carol, you got it right on the button.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
How about that? All right, Carol. So sudden death, you have a decision to make, and it's a little bit of a tough one. You can play or pass. If you play, you're on a 4. You have to turn over 3 cards correctly, and you win. You can pass it, and Jack is on an 8. He has 2 cards he has to turn over. So do you want to play or pass?
I'll play.
All right, Carol likes to control her own destiny. I like it. Carol, you're at a 4. Higher or lower than the 4?
I'll go higher.
All right, higher than a 4 it is. It's a 6. Dan got a little trigger happy on the buzzer there, Carol. Sorry to give you
I'm still back on the question.
Yeah, still upset. All right, Carol, you got a 6. 2 more cards to go. Higher or lower than a 6?
I'll go higher.
Higher than a 6. Oh, it's a 2. Oh, no. And Jack has won. Congratulations.
Carol, good game.
Oof. That was
You as well, Jack. Congrats.
That was a great one. Carol, you were a terrific contestant. Have a wonderful weekend in St. Cloud, and we're glad you listened. Thank you.
You as well. Thank you.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving. Jack, you win $50 at any Jester Concepts restaurant. Parlor Burger, they're famous for, but they got a ton of great restaurants, including Starling in Edina that we hope you check out. Congratulations. Stay on the line, Jack. You're going to, this just makes your drive to Rochester a little more pleasant, I think.
Terrific. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
All right. We appreciate you listening. Mark Fry, great work.
Thank you. I got to refresh my card to shark skills.
You did pretty well.
Thank you.
You did pretty well.
For the record, everybody lies on that date. What are we talking about? 30%. Even guys lie, obviously.
Maybe I think you're projecting your own lying
No.
onto women. Women are upstanding, moral creatures. And why would they ever have to lie?
Says the guy who hasn't been on a date, as a single person in 20 plus years.
Why would a woman have to lie to impress a guy? Just the act of showing
But it's not about have to. It's not anything about have to. We all carry that latent insecurity, and we feel like, I got to do something to jazz this, thing up, and you say a little fib. Everybody does it.
What are people lying about?
All kinds of dumb stuff.
What's the most common one is what I'm.
Yeah. I don't know. What do I know? When's the last time you've been on a date?
Well, the most common one for guys is height.
10 years.
We all lie about our height.
But
We
you
all
can't
round up.
lie in person about your height.
Well, but it depends on how far you're rounding. But can you look at me and know exactly what my height is? You can get close, but you don't know.
I mean,
So-
looking at you, I'm going to say you're 5'10".
Right. Which is, and I only round up to 5'9" because I'm actually 5'8". So,
what
this is what I'm saying. You can get away with a couple inches.
But as a guy, I'm always overestimating when it comes to. Just saying.
Wait, what?
Put that right on the tee, didn't we?
Just saying.
Oh, boy.
There it is.
There we go.
Thanks, Mark. We'll see you in a half hour. It is 4:31. We will break on this Friday. In a minute, I want to talk about the Secretary of Transportation who said the reason everybody's such an idiot on airplanes is because you're all dressing like slobs. Spoiler alert, I think he's right. We'll talk about that when we come back.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hey everybody, it's Henry Lake of the Lake Show, and you may be asking, what is the Lake Show? Everybody knows that I love sports. I love music. I love to read. I love the arts. And as much as I love new age technology, I love reminiscing about buying cards and comics from Schindler's just as much. We talk politics. We talk pop culture. Whether agreeing or disagreeing, we want to have a lot of fun. And that's what we do every single night right here on The Lake Show.
You already listen. We're just here to remind you why. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country. But Congressman Tom Emmer is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Congressman Tom Emmer at 202-225-2331 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
November is all about gathering, Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, and football weekends. Total Wine & More has wines, beers, and spirits to make every moment special. You'll always find what you love and love what you find, only at Total Wine & More. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. B21.
Great work doesn't happen by accident. It happens in the right environment. At iSpace Environments, we bring together office furniture, architectural walls, and integrated technology to create spaces that help people work better, feel better, and connect more easily. We're a 100% employee-owned company built on the potential of partnership to help organizations create environments that look and perform beautifully. Whether you're an architect shaping a vision, a project manager juggling timelines, or a business leader reimagining your workplace, we make the process easy, seamless, and even enjoyable. From early planning to final installation and support beyond, we take ownership of the details that matter most. Because at iSpace, your success is our success. Visit iSpaceEnvironments.com to discover how our partnership can help your people feel better, work better, and connect better.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
You're going to find your slowdowns place, traveling northbound 35E as you come up from Highway 62, heading into downtown St. Paul. Southbound 35E, some slowing as well at 94, heading down toward West 7th Street. 169 northbound jammed up as you move between Highway 62 and Highway 55. Terry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, let's get you up to date. It is the weekend. How's the weather looking? Here's Chris Schaefer.
Awesome looking weekend on tap. Partly cloudy down to 33 tonight, all the way up to 54 tomorrow. That's 15 degrees above average. We'll have a partly cloudy sky, mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 52. Rain showers Monday. That rain mixes with snow Tuesday and will be cold chilling Wednesday and Thanksgiving.
Right now, it is pretty dang nice out there. 43 degrees on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
It's good for our brains. It's good for our economies. And it's so good.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
I got a cute face, chubby waist, thick legs in shape, rump shaking both ways, make you do a double take, Planet Rock a showstopper flow.
We are a nation of slobs. We're slobs. We're proud of it. And maybe nowhere is it worse than the airport. The Secretary of Transportation, former reality star, TV star, Sean Duffy, has said, you know what? Maybe we would have a little more civility at the airport, a little more decency on the plane if, maybe you tried to put on some pants, put on a belt, Maybe you could look like you actually care instead of wearing your sweatpants and you're at leisure and you're all a bunch of slobs. Let's bring civility back to flights. You dirty, stinky, disgustingly dressed American.
Manners don't stop at the gate. Things aren't what they used to be. Some would call it the golden age of travel. Let's bring civility and manners back. Ask yourself, are you helping a pregnant woman put her bag in the overhead bin? Are you dressing with respect? Are you keeping control of your children? Are you saying thank you to your flight attendants and your pilots? Are you saying please and thank you in general? The golden age of travel begins with you.
That's right. We used to be a proper country.
Let's fly away.
Golden age of travel starts
Air
with you,
travel
says
is
the
a
US
miracle
Department
of American ingenuity.
showing
We build
pictures from
airports
the
to launch a golden
1960s and
age of travel
70s.
across the skies.
Well-dressed.
We respected the dignity of air travel
care.
and the men and
give a
women
rip.
who made the dream possible. Flying was a bastion of civility.
The
But
easy
today,
take on this is that Sean Duffy is out of his mind. But I don't know, man. Like, I think he's right. 651-461-9226. I think he's right. Too many people are traveling in their pajamas. They're taking their shoes off. They got their bare, stinky feet next to other people. When did we become so disrespectful? I'm not saying that we need to dress like.
But manners
well, actually, I am.
don't
saying,
stop at the
wouldn't
gate.
Wouldn't it be a little
That's
better
right.
if we
Manners don't stop at the gate.
if we put on
Things
a
aren't what they
jacket,
used to be.
maybe? Or
Some would
if we
call it the golden
acted
age
like
of travel. Let's bring civility and manners back. Ask yourself,
Just
are you
as-
helping a
as an
pregnant
easy
woman
take to
put
say
her
that
bag
this
in the
man's out
overhead
of his
bin?
mind.
I mean, the
Are you
easy
dressing
take
with
is
respect?
Does not mean
Are you
it's an
keeping control of your
incorrect
children?
take.
Are you saying thank you to your flight attendants?
I hate to say this, but I'm going
Are
to
you
agree
saying
with our
please
friend
and thank
Shaletta
you
from
in
earlier
general?
today.
The golden age of
You get
travel
herded like cattle
begins
into seats
you.
that are 3 inches wide, given a tiny little thimbleful cup of soda or some other beverage, and a bag of snacks of some sort that might satisfy a 6-year-old, and charge through the nose for extra oxygen, Wi-Fi, whatever. I mean, they charge you 15,000 different
You get
fees.
charged for oxygen now?
Yeah, they do. You didn't know that?
I
Check
didn't
your
know
check
that.
your
I did
check
not-
your
I
statement
did
next time you
not
fly.
know
It's
that.
another fee.
I believe it.
They do everything. But I'm supposed to get dressed up. The reason that people dressed up is because this used to be a luxurious exercise.
Well, no, we
Flying.
used to be proper. We used to dress up.
This
in
was
public.
this was a fancy thing to do. Not everybody could do it. Not everybody could do it that often. This was a luxury thing for people when they first started flying in the earlier in the last century. That's what was going on. So now we're being treated like cattle. Let us at least dress comfortably, for crying out loud. Let us kick off the shoes a little bit. Relax.
I think he's right. I think people are.
He's out of his mind.
Just because the airlines are not treating you in a luxurious manner does not mean that we all should give up. You go to the airport, it looks like everybody's given up. Like we're just like, this is the most disgusting, lazy attire possible. And it's not just the airport. It's not just the airport. In general, people dress like they don't care. Texters at 651-461-9226. I'm just saying people could dress a little better. Generally speaking, we are slobs. We're slobs. Now, today, I look amazing. Dan Cook looks amazing. But if you are the kind of person who travels in your pajamas, which I've seen it, you get on a plane and someone's in their pajamas.
Sure.
It's fine, I guess.
Let
if
them
you're
be comfortable, Jason.
traveling overnight. 651-461-9226. Let's go to Jeff. You are on CCO. Jeff, a little bit of respect. I'm not saying you need a tie, but like, would it be too much to ask people to like put on a suit?
No, it wouldn't be too much. I did a a fair amount of business travel during the late 70s, early 80s. It was far enough back that they still had a smoking section in the back of the aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
But I would, in spite of that, I mean, smoking section, that's health related. Doesn't mean you're a slob.
Yeah.
But I would not think of boarding an aircraft in anything less than a suit with polished shoes. Period.
Yeah.
It's like going to church. You go to church, you're wearing a suit. That's just.
I mean,
nobody had a reminder.
I would be satisfied with people wearing pants. Like,
that'd be good.
I mean, a suit.
Yes.
A suit
They're
is
always good.
That's right.
Look, sweatpants are pants. It has pants in the name.
How about a little respect? How about a little respect?
Nothing disrespectful about comfort.
Don't you think if you are dressed up that you act a little differently because you act a little different?
I definitely believe so.
Yeah.
I absolutely do believe so.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff is exactly on the money here. Now, Benjamin on YouTube is saying that Jason wears a tuxedo to Arby's. And that's right. That's right, Benjamin. It's called Respect the Meats. Respect the curly fries. They have the meats.
The potato cakes are back. They're delicious.
When I'm at the airport, I can tell who's a professional business person and who is a tourist just by the way they dress. Yeah. Another texter. Wearing pajamas for flying. No, 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 and no. I'm just saying. Like, the easy take is like, this isn't 1965. The airlines aren't, they're not, like Shaletta was saying, the airlines used to serve us a meal, and they don't serve us a meal anymore. I'm just saying, like, we could do a little bit better. I'm not saying we have to wear a suit. I am saying pants would be a nice effort. Let's go to Mike in Woodbury. Mike, you are on CCO. What do you think? Should we have to dress up a little more when we travel?
Well, in a way, you would. But yeah, the pajamas are way a little too outlandish, though, and I think most people, they should understand that.
Yeah. See, that's big athleisure getting in there and messing with Mike's phone. That's Lululemon, big Lulu, getting in there and scrambling.
Don't you go after the Lululemons.
That's what they want.
You try to take those away, Jason DeRusha.
The Alo people and Athleta and Lulu. They don't want you to look respectable. They want you
they want you to be comfortable. You've got you're praising
those leggings comfortable.
You're praising Zoran Mamdani and President Trump kumbayaing in the Oval Office because people with disagreements should be able to come together. Why not on a plane? You want to go suit and tie on the plane? Go for it. Somebody else wants to go sweatpants and be comfortable? That's fine. It doesn't impact you at all.
It does, because people dress like slobs and then they act like lunatics.
There's absolutely zero statistical evidence whatsoever that the manner in which you dress.
You think there's zero statistical evidence
that the manner in which you dress directly impacts your behavior on a flight. None whatsoever. These lunatics that are throwing fits and punching flight attendants aren't doing it because they're in sweatpants.
Unruly passengers spiked in 2021, according to FAA data, this data, you're like, who knows? But about 6,000 unruly passengers in 2021. In-flight outbursts have increased 400% since 2019. And I think everyone knows, if you look back to 2019, that was the year that we stopped dressing nicely. That is when we just gave up. Immediately after 2019.
Are people telling you this?
Everybody started working in their basement, stopped buying denim, started wearing athleisure.
Is this an RFK study?
Can't we return to the golden age of travel? Why not? Why not? 13,800 unruly passenger incidents since 2021. When you I'm dressed nicely today, and I definitely feel like more plugged in. I'm being more professional. Texter wants to know if this is an ad for JH and Sons. I'm just saying.
There you go.
I
knew you had an angle on this. I knew you did. There was no way that this was your actual take. This is a surreptitious way to work in an ad for your clothing guy. I knew it.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you want to dress like you actually care,
here you go,
about other human beings, wouldn't be a bad idea to go to JH and Sons at the Galleria. Sign up for their email list at jhandsons.com. Dan is in Blaine. Dan, this is not an ad. I'm just saying, like, people could make an effort. They don't have to wear a suit, but I do think a little bit of respect goes a long way. What do you think?
I think Dan Cook is right. I think you're a little pompous today, Jason, on the dress code.
Yeah.
He's told me.
Mark down the time there.
Little pompous.
Yep.
I would
He
say.
told me.
I am
probably do.
shocked and offended to call me a little pompous with this.
He's a lot pompous, Dan. Let's get it right.
That's right.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, Dan is right. It has nothing to do with what you wear. It comes from the top, piggy. You know, when society is that way,
Air travel is a miracle of American ingenuity.
About the
we built
Secretary of
airports to launch a
Transportation's
golden
boss?
age of travel across the skies.
I'm saying something
we
about
respected the dignity of air travel and the men
That comment
and
was
women
made on a plane.
who made the dream
And he was wearing a suit at the time.
Flying was a
He
bastion
but I don't
of
think
civility.
The
But
reporter
today,
probably had an open button, open collared shirt. Probably was very nice.
She looked very
So it is society, not what you wear. I mean, I take people in at work for interviews, okay? And every single day, as an older person, I have to look at the kid or guy and say, hey, hike them up. We're going to go see a So it really doesn't have anything to do with the
don't
dress.
stop at the
Some
gate.
of them are the nicest
That's right.
people.
Manners
But
don't stop at the
Dan
gate.
is right. We're
Things
gonna
aren't what
mark
they
it on
used
the
to be.
calendar this
Some
time.
would call it the
Dan Cook is
golden
right.
age.
Enjoy the weekend. I love the show.
Very good, Dan. Thank you.
I mean, it happens occasionally.
I mean, you can mark down.
I don't know. We need to mark it down.
Mark
I think
down the time that I was called a little pompous.
Yeah, no, that part I got.
Well, I thought that was a compliment compared to what some of the texters say.
You've seen some of them today.
We'll share some of that. The texters are not happy with me. My gosh, it's almost like I could have anticipated that, and this whole thing is just a bit. Nah, that couldn't be. Couldn't be.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. Hear what they're saying about this brand I love.
Tell me about your experience with the night gummies.
I started using them. I think this was my third order. I heard Jordana on WCCO Radio talking about it, and I thought, well, if she's doing it, trying to get off the Ambien, and I started with the pineapple gummies for sleep. That's what I take them for, is sleep. And I've been very pleased with the product. I started with the full gummy. Now I only take half, and that helps me sleep. So I'm very happy with the product, and I'm 70 years old. So. And those sleep night gummies will help her sleep painlessly through the night. Those sleep night gummies are a real charm. Check out Mini Leaf's products at MINNELEAF.com. Check out that Triple Diamond Pain Cream, those sleep night gummies, or their other great products. I use them. There's so many CCOers that absolutely love them. You will too.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFF greens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Chad back here with you. I want to talk about trust and peace of mind. We all need it, in particular in some areas, including your insurance. Maybe it's for your business, or maybe it's more traditional with your house and your car. For me, I have trusted Amber Scholl and Associates with American Family for, what are you guessing, 5 years, 10 years? No, my entire family, whether it's my father or my kids, with American Family, with Amber in particular, for 30 years. We dread something bad happening with our house, with a car accident, but we need people with expertise, with professionalism and availability, and that's what Amber and her team are all about. Reach out to them today. It's worth it. Trust me. 651-738-4811.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things jammed up for 100 northbound as moved past, basically the crosstown, heading up to 394, East 394. That's a slow ride. 100 into Minneapolis, North 169. That's jammed up. Bren Road to Medicine Lake Road, and West 94 seeing some slowdowns. Brockton Lane to 101s and make way up into Rogers. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Flint Hills Resources, Pine Bend Refinery in Rosemount. You see it as you drive by. Did you know they're celebrating 70 years of producing fuels that help move us forward? To learn more, go to pinebendrefinery.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Gonna be a nice weekend. Weather brought to you by Flint Hills Resources. Tonight we get down to 33. Tomorrow 54. Sunday 52. Sunny on Sunday. Sunday is a DeRusha delight. Enjoy it. Next week gets cold. Average high, it's only 39. Right now it's 43 on CCO.
This is News Talk 830 WCCO. Broadcasting live from the 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship Studio. Single game tickets are on sale now at worldjuniorsmn26.com.
I would be willing to wear some Dockers and a golf polo if they used real silverware, says Lethal on YouTube. Benjamin says, Jason here for Brooks Brothers. I mean, is it a crime that I want people to dress up a little bit? Jason, this is the most elitist thing I've ever heard you say.
See, I'm going to object to that one because you've said way more elitist stuff.
I mean, I did a whole segment yesterday about sitting courtside at the Timberwolves game. The video that Duffy shared was from a time when people were paid a livable wage and the ability to afford maybe the type. Come on.
Yeah, and weren't herded like cattle in a tube.
No. Not that many people flew. The people who flew cared. Now we have everybody care.
And we're treated like
everybody flying, nobody cares.
They should care.
It's become too casual, says a 763er. I would never wear jeans to a wake or a funeral, but I see it all the time. Paul, we were on a flight recently where people were wearing pajamas. Pajamas!
Fine.
Nobody has any class anymore. Yeah. I used to wear nice clothes in case I got moved up to first class, says a texter. Yeah. I am tired of men wearing pajama pants and having them too loose so you see their rear end. Exactly. A shower day of flight should be required. You're right. Jason, you do have my blood boiling. If you need to dress up to make you more professional, that's sad for you. Your mental health isn't strong enough. Oh, God. Wow.
It's a bad idea, right? Winter is coming, and I'm talking about the chilly housing market. If you need to sell a house now, know that more people are saying no to listing on the ice cold open market and yes to my red hot guaranteed cash offer program. Get your guaranteed cash offer today at chrislindahl.com.
For the month of November at Linda's Construction, get 50% off installation labor on GAF asphalt shingles, Infinity by Marvin Windows, Leaf Guard brand gutters, and siding as well. Call 844-9-LINDAS or lindasconstruction.com.
Jesus Christ Superstar. The legendary rock album, reimagined for a new generation, live on stage. The Guardian hailed it a gorgeous, thrilling, heavenly musical. The New York Times praises it an adrenaline-pumping production. The iconic musical phenomenon, Jesus Christ Superstar.
At the Ordway, December 9th through the 28th. On sale now at ordway.org.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Black Friday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Black Friday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Wealth Enhancement, we believe wealth is in the details. Our team of trusted advisors craft personalized solutions to help you achieve your financial goals. Tune in to the Your Money Show on News Talk 830 WCCO every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. or go to wealthenhancement.com to connect with one of our advisors.
Breaking news, in-depth talk, all in one place. News Talk 830 WCCO. KMNB HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. With the framework of a new U.S. peace plan to win the war in Ukraine seeming to favor Russia, Ukraine's president said today his country's alliance with the U.S. could be at a breaking point.
Зараз один з найважчих моментів нашої історії.
He called it one of the most difficult moments in his country's history. At the White House, President Trump.
He'll have to like it. And if he doesn't like it, then, they should just keep fighting, I guess.
European allies were not consulted about the plan. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen.
We will continue to support Ukraine as we've done before. Ukraine can count on us because this is not only an aggression against Ukraine, but it is an aggression against the principles of the UN Charter. It's on European soil, and therefore we will support Ukraine for as long as it takes.
After months of insults, President Trump hosted New York's mayor-elect at the White House today. Linda Kenyon reports.
The two previously traded strong words, with President Trump calling Mayor-elect Mamdani a, quote, 100% communist lunatic, and Mamdami calling the president a despot. But in the Oval Office, Trump struck a friendly tone.
Some of my views have changed.
While Mamdani said he appreciated that the meeting focused on a shared purpose, serving the people of New York City.
An Ohio officer has been acquitted in the fatal shooting of a pregnant black woman accused of shoplifting. Her family's attorney, Sean Watson.
The heartbreak of just understanding how hard it is to convict a police officer in this country.
The airlines say they're ready for the Thanksgiving holiday, although there are some lingering delays due to the government shutdown. Michael Wallace reports many Americans will take the rails.
The railroad says 1.2 million holiday travelers will use its service. Loyola University student Topher Royce is headed home on Amtrak after he had a bad airline experience a few weeks ago.
It was a mess, a lot of delays, so I think Amtrak's definitely the way to go.
2025 has been a banner year for Amtrak. It just closed its fiscal year with record ridership and record revenue. Amtrak still doesn't make money, but its operating loss of $600 million was a 15% improvement from a year ago.
Jason Brooks was watching the markets today close out the week.
Wall Street hit the comeback trail after New York Fed President John Williams said that a December rate cut is appropriate given the weakening labor market and, in his view, lessening effects of inflation.
And on Wall Street at the closing bell, stocks were much higher. The Dow Jones Industrials finished the week 500 points higher. The NASDAQ was higher as well by 200 points, and the S&P up by 64 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Cloudy and 42 degrees at 5:03. Good evening. I'm Mark Fry. Minnesota U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar joining Ukrainian delegation today at the Vatican as they met with Pope Leo XIV to advocate for the release of Ukrainian children kidnapped by Russian forces. Klobuchar talking with WCCO TV.
Taken in even at age 13, 10 by the Russian military, and then eventually brought to places in Russia. Some of them are so young that, of course, they wouldn't be here. 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds who are taken from orphanages that were bombed out.
Klobuchar also presented the Pope with a resolution honoring the victims and survivors of the Annunciation shooting in Minneapolis. Food service workers at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport have reached a tentative deal ahead of one of the busiest times of the year. Workers had planned a strike starting Monday if no deal is reached. The union says that it includes higher wages, a first-ever tip line for fast food and barista workers, and access to affordable dependent health insurance coverage. Negotiations had been going on for about a year. The Minnesota Advisory Committee on Capital Security is backing stricter capital conduct and new mandatory drills. The committee is recommending tighter decorum rules for hearings restricting public disruptions like clapping or signs. Ahead of the next legislative session, Sergeant at Arms for the Minnesota Senate, Sven Lindquist.
The committee recommends these rules state the type of conduct that is expected and the type of conduct that is not allowed. For example, disruptive behavior, video cameras, or signs.
The group's final recommendation report set to be discussed in their next meeting sometime in December. A Columbia Heights man charged with murdering his 16-year-old son has asked for his trial to be moved out of Anoka County. 38-year-old Jordan Collins Sr. is charged with second-degree murder after the remains of his 16-year-old son, Jordan Collins Jr., also known as Manny, were found in an Elk River landfill back in May. His defense claims there's too much media coverage and that he will not receive a fair trial. Collins was in court this morning for an omnibus hearing. A naval tragedy reunion event coming to the Mall of America this weekend is championing veteran mental wellness.
Retired Navy Commander Bill Goines felt survivor's guilt after narrowly missing the 1995 USS JFK and USS Belknap collision that killed several sailors.
It was a miscommunication and somehow managed to turn the Belknap into a direction of a collision with the Kennedy. And that did result in the deaths of 8 men.
He says this weekend's reunion will feature a free wellness expo with resources to help veterans dealing with similar trauma.
We know we've got a terrible problem in this country with suicide rates of our veterans, both men and women. We just need to put a dent in that.
He says he hopes sharing these stories will help confront the struggles facing veterans across Minnesota. Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
And it's 5:06. Traffic and weather next.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
You just slow for West 694, Highway 10 over to Highway 252, 610 westbound slows across the River Bridge as you head out for Highway 252. North 169, get ready for your slowdowns there, Highway 7 to Highway 55. You're going to be traveling Highway 36 eastbound. You'll find a little bit of congestion in place there. Move in from Cleveland Avenue up to Lexington. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
I'm Mary Jo Copeland. Sharing and Caring Hands has been helping people in need for 41 years, thanks to your generosity. To learn more, to donate, go to sharingandcaringhands.org. Make a difference in the lives of others and give hope to the children. May God bless you all.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And the weather is brought to you by Sharing and Caring Hands. Here's Chris Schaefer.
Leftover yard work, outdoor Christmas lights, the weather will cooperate. Partly cloudy, 33 tonight. We'll keep that mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a high of 54. That's 15 degrees above average. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 52. We've got rain coming in on Monday.
42 and fair at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Your significant other calls it too much radio. We call it loyalty. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
Friday, hour 3, 5:08, live here in downtown Minneapolis, all throughout the central time zone. But you can catch one of the top podcasts on Apple at any time. I mean, we're not the top podcast on Apple, but are we one of the top? How can you argue with that? Drive Time with DeRusha, you can find that on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, on Odyssey. DeRusha Eats, another top. I mean, we may be in the top 2 million, but we are a top podcast. So make sure you check it out wherever you get it. We're live streaming, too. If you like the video, we're on YouTube. Have a nice group of commenters who hang out on YouTube and on Facebook. So we try to give you the show wherever you're at to make it convenient for you. The weekend is near. I wonder if people will start cutting down their own Christmas trees this weekend. Thanksgiving is a little bit late. So will people be doing that this weekend? I bet there will be a lot of stragglers of the leaf bagging crowd. I gave it one more mulch out at the Maple Grove house. I'm like, screw it. I'm not. You look up and down the street, nobody has leaves on their lawn. I'm taking advantage of the free fertilizer. We'll see how that works out when spring comes along, that's for sure. Let's get you up to date with the DeRush Hour news headlines.
The headlines you might have missed without missing a beat. This is your fast pass through the biggest and most impactful stories of the day. Welcome to the DeRush Hour headlines, starting with the lead.
And the lead story is a highly anticipated Oval Office meeting. One guy referred to the other as a despot and a dictator. The other called the other 100% communist. It's all good, though. So you got Donald Trump, the president, and you got Zoran Mamdani. They are the odd couple. But a fascinating Oval Office meeting today. Perhaps this is a new example of people on diametrically opposed political positions that they can come together and find common ground. Perhaps this is two showmen, two charlatans who are trying to take advantage of each other. Donald Trump says, I feel very confident that Zoran Mamdani can do a good job. Huh? Is this the future? It is a stunning turnaround where Donald Trump warned New Yorkers that if they voted for Zoran, it would be essentially an existential threat, that he was going to take away federal funding if they voted this socialist into office. He was teeing things up for this to be the kind of main issue of the midterm election. saying the Democrats are bringing forth a version of life that is like the Soviet Union communist era. Well, no, we don't say bad things about the Soviet Union, do we? No, we like Russia. Zoran was positioning himself as a man who was willing to fight against the Trump administration, and yet they talked about common ground, they talked about housing, they talked about affordability, and I kind of like it. I hope I'm not being totally hoodwinked. DNR is saying here in Minnesota, so far, it has been a very successful firearms deer season.
Oh, it's a deer. Looks like about a 46 gauge, Dad. It's coming right for us.
It's coming right for us.
123,634 deer were unable to be reached for comment in response to the Department of Natural Resources view. Star Tribune reporting, I'm very happy to see the numbers we're putting up. That's the DNR's big game program director saying that it is indicative of a growing healthy deer population. Deer harvest this year is on pace to exceed last year's total of 170,000 animals. License sales about on par with last year, just shy of 400,000 hunters. Give to the Max was yesterday, Give to the Max Day, and Minnesotans absolutely gave to the max, especially to hunger-related causes. The total amount Minnesotans gave was more than $37 million, a new record, more than 6,000 organizations. But perhaps because of the focus on hunger over the last couple of months, Second Harvest Heartland, I am a board director there, Second Harvest Heartland took in almost $1 million in donations. Absolutely unbelievable amount of money, 5,800 donors stepping up. The CEO of Second Harvest Heartland is Sarah Moberg. She is with us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. You had to be blown away by this result yesterday, Sarah.
Jason, yesterday was just an incredible day as, Give to the Max. And, it is a day where neighbors, Minnesotans come out to support people, nonprofits throughout the state. And wow, did Minnesotans turn up for each other.
Yeah, I mean, almost 6,000 individual donors, almost $1 million to Second Harvest Heartland Food Bank. What do you think, what do you think triggered such the outpouring of support?
Well, it's an incredible amount of support. And, hunger has been a hot topic in the news. And for neighbors who are experiencing hunger, it's been a really difficult month, going back to the government shutdown and then a lapse in SNAP benefits. And now you're coming into a holiday period where people are really trying to provide the food for that celebratory meal around the table for their families. And so just, I think, acknowledging broadly the level of challenge that this moment has had for people, I think it helped inspire people to make that investment in each other and to show up for each other.
Yeah, and we saw it throughout organizations that help when it comes to hunger, places like Neighborhood House getting a good chunk of money as well. I do think that story has resonated with people, and we are in a strange economy right now where people who are doing well are really doing well, and other people are saying, you know what, any discretionary money I have, like, it's encouraging to me to see people donating, because I don't know, I was a little worried, Sarah, this season with people's uncertainty about the economy. I didn't know if people were going to step up the way that we've become accustomed to them stepping up.
Yeah, well, I didn't know, but I was certainly hopeful, and Minnesota didn't let us down. Because you're right, there are still families that are struggling with the high cost of living. And going into the holiday season, again, people want to make sure that they can have those meals together.
Sarah Moberg is the CEO of Second Harvest Heartland. What does this tell us anything as far as, obviously, when it comes to any nonprofit, Second Harvest included, this sort of end stretch of the year is when people make their donations. Does this give you any signals as to what you might be expecting over the next month?
Well, we continue to be optimistic that donations will continue to come in, as you said, as they always do in that November and December timeframe. And, it's important for people to understand that certainly the need is acute right now, but, hunger, it doesn't just go away overnight. And so we need to make sure that we have the resources to provide more food, more support, and get it right to where it's needed the most all throughout the year. And so the giving and showing up for each other right now really sets us up to have that safety net all year round.
Yeah, the money will be well taken care of. People know I'm on the board. I'll make sure of it. That's what we work on all year round, and I know your team over there does an amazing job of stretching people's dollars in a really responsible way. So thanks for everything you do, Sarah, and holy moly, thanks to the community. Unbelievable.
Yeah, thank you, Jason.
All right. Sarah Moberg, CEO of Second Harvest Heartland. Next up on the lead, there is a new #1 podcast on Apple Podcasts. The new #1, it used to be The Daily from the New York Times, and I'm so thrilled to announce that the new #1 is
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
It's not us, Dan?
No, we were close. We're very close.
Joe Rogan has long been #1 on Spotify, but now he's #1 on Apple Podcasts. Joe Rogan, do you remember when he was just like a dopey actor? Like
I remember when he was the host of Fear Factor.
Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in News Radio? Was he on that show?
Yeah, he was.
And pretty remarkable. There's this whole group of podcasters, and I don't begrudge anyone this success. They're these sort of comedians, famous guys who are just asking questions. I do find it fascinating, and it is actually very indicative of America today, that The Daily, which is a very well-produced interview/reporting podcast from the New York Times. I mean, it feels right that Joe Rogan would be #1, right? I mean, we're not in that time as a society. Rogan is very entertaining. I think he's a good interviewer. I do question, when you have an audience that large, do you have a greater responsibility, or is it enough to be just asking questions? I think the public has decided it is enough to be just asking questions. And so you guys get to decide. That's, it's up to you. The other top shows on the Apple podcast list, Joe Rogan #1, The Daily is #2, then the Mel Robbins podcast, and then Crime Junkie and Dateline NBC, followed by Smartless, Call Her Daddy, This American Life. Those are your top 8. Drive Time is available. You can check us out on Apple Podcasts. Dan Cook has been uploading our whole show. This is so convenient. So any day, you just click on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, and you enjoy the whole show. So check it out on Apple, on Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. We, the brain wizards around here really care about this. So you could download it. You don't really have to listen. If you would download it and just press play, that'd be really helpful. But we prefer if you like and subscribe, and then you get to listen on your schedule. That is the lead. In just a minute, there was quite a bit of conversation yesterday when news came out that Waymo, the driverless cars, are here in Minnesota. Are they even legal? What is the legislature going to do with this? We'll talk with the Republican head of the House Transportation Committee in just a minute.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Big football game this weekend. We're going to talk to Alec Lewis in just a couple minutes about the big game this weekend, but I want you to start planning the menu. It's Jason here for the Minnesota Pork Board. 3,000 family farmers Man, pulled pork sandwiches sounds good, doesn't it? You know what I would like this weekend? Ribs. It's been a long time since I've had some delicious barbecue ribs. Maybe go to Allery's, get some of their barbecue. In beautiful St. Paul. Maybe you're going to do it yourself. The weather's going to be pretty nice as you're out there forcing your kids to rake the leaves in the backyard. Maybe you got that smoker going and it's Minnesota pork time. Taste what pork can do. That's the website, tastewhatporkcando.com. Put flavor on the table. You know Minnesota pork is not going to let you down. Delicious, high in protein, lean, packed with flavor. It's affordable, too, in a time where we're all keeping our eyes on that. Get to the grocery store, get to the butcher shop, and let's have Minnesota pork for dinner this weekend. Oh, yeah.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people with chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aids that don't solve your problem or sledgehammer solutions like surgery. Our unique Advent approach can, with a 20-minute in-office procedure, open your blocked nose for good. Outside of Advent, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, in-office solutions can help you stop the Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventnose.com to schedule your appointment. Most insurance accepted.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay, things people love.
It's Dave for Aquarius Home Services, wishing you the happiest of holidays and to give you a holiday reminder. Aquarius wants you to kick back and enjoy the holidays with family and friends in a comfy, cozy home. Not worry about a leaky faucet, failing water heater, or faulty furnace. Remove the holiday stress with $98 off any plumbing, electrical, or furnace repair. Schedule today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
The ride home deserves better conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Waymo, the driverless robo-taxis, autonomous vehicles. They're cool, man. I've ridden in them before. They are here in Minneapolis. But lawmakers are saying, well, it's a mixed bag. Originally, MnDOT was saying that it is law in Minnesota that there has to be a driver, someone that could take the wheel. Now they're saying, well, actually, Minnesota law is pretty vague on this. So it's not prohibited nor explicitly allowed. So what are legislators going to do about this? Representative John Kosnick from Lakeville is the Republican head of the House Transportation Committee. He joins us in the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. And John, it is a little bit of a tricky scenario. Where are you on this when it comes to analyzing Minnesota laws when it comes to Waymo?
I think for a lot of people, I've heard a similar experience, and those that have not been in a driverless vehicle, myself included, there's a little apprehension. But even people that haven't been in one, Jason, I think they're very excited for the technology and the opportunity to try it out.
Now, there are concerns, and there are, of course, areas where maybe the legislature will want to weigh in. In your role as the chair of the Transportation Committee in the House, what are some of the questions that you want answered from Waymo before you look at changing or modifying Minnesota law?
Well, first off, we know that a lot of autonomous vehicles are operating in other states. And so the technology and the systems are already in place. Many people are actually driving vehicles on Minnesota roads today that have almost complete autonomous capabilities.
Yeah, it's true.
But, they're the ones with a lot of liability and reputation. And so I'm pretty comfortable with the systems and the technologies. Minnesota law, from my standpoint, just needs to understand what the technology is, puts a few guardrails around there to make it permissible to have an autonomous vehicle operate. Right now, we require an operator who's liable, and the liability and insurance part of that part. But that's been done in other states, so it's not a huge hurdle.
Yeah, the biggest issues that I've been hearing so far really is about jobs. And I have to say, I'm empathetic of anybody losing their job, but I do think it's sort of rich that the Uber and Lyft drivers are raising concerns about whether this will eliminate their jobs. I don't think there were similar concerns about Uber and Lyft drivers eliminating taxi driver jobs. So I don't know. Nobody wants their own job eliminated, but technology does come along,
I think there's a valid concern and discussion to be had with the employment of it side for drivers. But the world doesn't slow down. Technology doesn't slow down, and it revolutionizes many industries.
John, from your view, is there a benefit to the fact that we're not first on this? Waymo has been in, Phoenix and Los Angeles. I mean, it's been in other cities.
Yeah, I think, a lot of times we like to, in many areas, brag about being the first in this or that or whatever, but there is some advantage to learn from previous wrinkles or hiccups. The technology is there for cold weather, and they've tested it out, and I think Michigan already and things like that.
I do think, John, sometimes we compare these autonomous vehicles to this mythical idea of a human that never gets in a crash. And while I think I'm a tremendous driver, and I'm sure all of your constituents on Lakeville, your Lakeville constituents are top notch, we can't, the Maple Grove drivers are a bit of a train wreck. Albertville, they're a mess. We humans, we are not infallible behind the wheel,
No, the data that I've seen shows that there's 90% less accident rates and significantly safer. But we do need to take a look at those drivers that aren't, that may cause the accident with the driverless car.
That's fair. That's right.
And how the liability works on that. So
it's a good point.
It is very safe. There is North Dakota is doing an autonomous truck in farming operations, and that's something that I hope Minnesota takes a look at and will be in discussions for Minnesota. So that's a big truck.
It sure is. It sure is. John Kosnick from Lakeville. We appreciate it. Thanks, John.
Yeah, this is going to revolutionize transit in America. So it's coming. And we just need to be ready.
There he is, John Kosnick. So we'll see. Some Democrats have opposition and questions about this, but Waymo operates in a number of states. So there is a roadmap for this for sure. It is 5:30 in just a minute. Vikings, Packers. Where are you, Vikings fans? Are you off the ledge where you were last week after J.J. McCarthy? We'll talk to the expert. Alec Lewis joins us in a minute on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech.
Cryptocurrency usage has leveled out in the U.S., with BCA research reporting that less than 2% of Americans reported using crypto for payments in 2024, up slightly from the previous year, but below the levels for 2021 and 2022. The research found that crypto used for just purchases has remained stable, while using crypto for money transfers only has declined over the past 3 years. I'm Jason Brooks.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Black Friday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Black Friday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
MGM Wine and Spirits is the choice for savings, service, and a great selection of ice-cold beer, liquor, wine, alternative, and non-alcoholic beverages. With over 25 locations in the Twin Cities and beyond, there's an MGM near you. Head to mgmwineandspirits.com to find one. Follow MGM on social media for updates on amazing sales throughout the year. Make great moments with MGM Wine and Spirits, your locally owned and operated choice for over 50 years. Save time, save money. Shop MGM.
Great work doesn't happen by accident. It happens at iSpace. We bring together office furniture, architectural walls, and integrated technology to create spaces that help people work better, feel better, and connect more easily. We're a 100% employee-owned company built on the potential of partnership to help organizations create environments that look and perform beautifully. Whether you're an architect shaping a vision, a project manager juggling timelines, or a business leader reimagining your workplace, we make the process easy, seamless, and even enjoyable. From early planning to final installation and support beyond, we take ownership of the details that matter most. Because at iSpace, your success is our success. Visit iSpaceEnvironments.com to discover how our partnership can help your people feel better, work better, and connect better.
Real estate agents could just snap their fingers and make buyers appear. Nobody would have to wait months and months to sell their home. It's Vanita here. I was talking to my buddy, the Good Neighbor agent, John Schuster, the other day. He told me marketing is what helps him sell all of his clients' homes so fast. And for the most money possible, that's what they do. His marketing system worked wonders for Rick and Nancy. They hired the John Schuster Group with Coldwell Banker Realty after a not-so-great experience with their first agent. Their home sat on the market for more than a year. Can you imagine? They needed to move and couldn't wait any longer. After hearing about John on the radio, they called him. It was the best decision. It only took 11 days for the Schuster Group to sell their home. They couldn't be happier. Curious what your home is worth? Come on, you want to know, right? You thinking about selling? Type in your address on johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. johnschustergroup.com.
Terms and conditions, ma'am.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Amber Scholl of Scholl & Associates, American Family Insurance. Going to find some slowing south 35W to Minneapolis as you come down from Stinson. Seeing some slowdowns in 694 both directions between Highway 36 and 994. Traveling 35W northbound, area 46th Street. Possible crash work continues to slow past Diamond Lake Road. Protect what matters most with Amber Scholl of Scholl & Associates with American Family Insurance. From your home to your car to your dreams, Amber Scholl and your team are here to help you every step of the way. Call Amber Scholl today at 651-738-4811 to learn more. Visit amfam.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Gutman Law, wills, trust, and probate law. GutmanLaw.com bringing us the weather forecast. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Awesome looking weekend on tap. Partly cloudy down to 33 tonight, all the way up to 54 tomorrow. That's 15 degrees above average. We'll have a partly cloudy sky, mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 52. Rain showers Monday. That rain mixes with snow Tuesday and will be cold chilling Wednesday and Thanksgiving.
Right now, it is clear skies, 40 degrees. Not much wind out there either on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
This is so cool, people. It's so cool.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
10, you're selfish. 9, you're jaded. 8, the dumbest guy I've dated. 7's like a big.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful day in Green Bay for Lambeau Field, for Vikings fans who are making the drive to go on out. The high, it should be in the low 50s. Pretty great noon start at Lambeau Field, but the temperature for Minnesota Vikings fans after last weekend's debacle against the Bears at US Bank Stadium, I would say the temperature is very high, very high. Alec Lewis is with us from The Athletic, theathletic.com. Alec, I did my best being inside US Bank Stadium. You know, I was hanging out with John Randall, hoping that this would help the boys. And the game was closer in score than it certainly felt watching the thing.
Well, let's just start there. How was your experience? What did you think of the game?
So US Bank Stadium, first of all, is like, it is the ultimate in theater. Like the way they do the sort of pregame excitement, it is so good. It's so good. Like the snow starts flying inside and big voice guy is doing the thing and outcome. It's so good. And
yeah, they do a great job. I mean, I'm not to cut you off. I want to continue to hear more about your experience.
Well, the problem with the game is that when I went back and watched the highlights, JJ McCarthy to me looked worse in person than it looks in the clips. Like the balls that were thrown away was so bad that you had this moment where I almost felt bad for the guy, because it was like watching a high school quarterback who just couldn't quite get dialed in, and you kept waiting like maybe it's going to click, and it just didn't click.
Yeah, I mean, I think your feeling was probably echoed by many who are listening to this or watching this, and probably including myself. Yeah, it was tough. And the hardest part was it kind of felt early on like it was going to be that way. I mean, there was the third down early on like the first possession where he does hit Adam Thielen, but it's behind him. And then the next one was just like way behind Justin Jefferson. So, yeah, it was brutal. The fact that they could have won the game was, I don't know what that says about the Bears or the Vikings or what, I mean, for JD to put together the final drive was pretty impressive.
It was good. Yes.
Fortitude, yeah.
The guttiness of like knowing that you had a terrible game. You were inaccurate. Now, some of your receivers were not helping you out. I question the drops statistic, but like some of those drops were drops. Some of the drops were throws that maybe could have been in a better spot. Either way, he wasn't getting any favors. And then to have a very professional, nice drive at the end of the game was fun.
Yeah, and it was like, where did that come from? And it's it was. I apologize that your experience from a football,
the football was rough.
Yes, right. But yeah, I mean, that's this season, 4-6, going to Green Bay. trying to bring the positive vibes. Lambeau's a fun place to go. The food in the press box is good. You can come up with the positives. They are there if you look.
It's still
There's no
football.
doubt.
It's still football. So, Alec, here is the question that I have, and we've talked about this all season. I don't know that Vikings fans have the stomach or the patience to develop a quarterback from straight up raw rookie status. Now, to a certain degree, I blame the Vikings for setting expectations that I think have not been met. Like, I'm not mad at JJ McCarthy for where he's at. I sort of look at it. You're like, yeah, it maybe takes 2 seasons to get a quarterback to be clicking. What is unfortunate is, like, I feel like we were told that it was going to be better than it is. Am I wrong about that?
No, I mean, I don't think you are. I mean, the idea coming into the season in the minds of people internally was that J.J. McCarthy was not going to have to go above and beyond outside of a handful of times a game. And the thought internally was always how the season will live or die is his performance in those high leverage moments where he's going to have to make a throw. What was not in the expectation was that all of the other throws that you just assume that a baseline level NFL quarterback could make, that he would make. And that's really been, that is part of kind of, the rewiring of expectations is the fact that he has not been able to hit the layups that you would expect, frankly, any NFL quarterback to make. And then paired with that is with the original intent, the rest of the roster was supposed to be phenomenal and to lift him up. And in a lot of different ways, for a lot of different reasons, that has not been the case either. So while JJ has not been able to, play at he's been the worst quarterback in the NFL by any meaningful metric. So he has not been able to play at anywhere close to a medium type level, and the rest of the roster has not been exceptional the way that it was originally intended to be. Both of those speak to the fact that this season has not lived up to what people expected, hoped, wanted from a competitiveness perspective. And while I say that, it is funny because they've been in a bunch of these games. So you could conceivably have a 7-win team here, if a couple turnovers went the Vikings' way. But you don't have the margin for error for you to be able to say that.
What did we? When you've had some time to look at the game, with a little distance from the emotion that we all felt on Sunday afternoon, the stat about drops was significant. And I think I look at Justin Jefferson and think, frankly, here's a guy that is perhaps I don't want to say he's at the peak. Who knows what the upside is? But this guy is elite. And to be stuck with a quarterback that is still developing is really, really tough. I think overall Jefferson has handled this really well. He hasn't thrown a big temper tantrum really or anything like that. But what's sort of your analysis with a little time to sort of look back at the game and look at some of these throws? Are these receivers dropping, or is it just JJ McCarthy still isn't putting the ball where it's supposed to go?
Yeah, I do think there were a couple. I think the statistics had 6 drops, which I think is bogus. I thought
think so too.
If you go back and rewatch it, there may be 2 or 3 legitimate drops, but I think the others, there are bones to pick from when JJ threw the ball and when the receiver might be expecting it. I think there are bones to pick from a ball placement standpoint, and it just can't always be that's not the best throw, but you expect the receiver to catch. At some point, you need the throw. That's what the NFL level requires. And so to segue a little bit to the Jefferson conversation, Justin Jefferson is in the prime of his career. These careers are very short and nothing is guaranteed. And so guys of his stature have a very high standard. When that standard is not met, it becomes frustrating. And typically in the NFL, when superstar receivers become frustrated, you hear a lot about it. Well, with Justin, while there have been a couple times on the cameras and stuff, he's frustrated. He has handled himself extraordinarily well. And while, some people might be like, well, that should be the way a professional handles himself. It's typically not.
No, it isn't.
Right. And so the Vikings, in my opinion, should be very, very grateful that he is handling it the way he has, because it would be that much more difficult if he was in the media every week, making this, talking about how difficult and how problematic the circumstances are right now.
When you look at this weekend's matchup in Green Bay, they've got a young roster. They've got at least I don't know. They don't have any questions really at the quarterback situation. So where do you think, where are we at for this game? What are we looking at on Sunday?
The omelet station in the press box will probably be the first thing I'm looking at.
Yeah, for sure.
Cheese curds at halftime.
Do they lean in the Green Bay press box? Do they go cheese curds? Are they fried or fresh?
These are legit. Whatever
Squeaky?
kind of
They
cheese.
squeak?
Yeah, squeak. Yeah.
That's how you
There's
know.
a little crisp on them. There's brats up there. I mean, they know what they're doing. What I'm looking at for this game, Jason, I mean, obviously with JJ, it's just, can you minimize the amount of egregious misses? And I mean, even if that's cutting them from 5 to 3 or 4 to 2, that would be progress in my opinion. And then, Kevin O'Connell, since he's been the Vikings head coach, the team is, I believe it is 33-4 when they break even or win the turnover margin. So what does that statistic look like at the end of the game? Can the Vikings defense force Jordan Love to turn the football over? That's what I'll be looking at. But I mean, I got to say, and I feel less like the Vikings have less of a chance now than I did even against Detroit in Detroit a few weeks ago. Like, it's going to be an uphill battle. Like, there's just no question about it unless the quarterback play really improves.
Yeah, that is what it is for sure. Alec Lewis, read his work at theathletic.com. It's more fun when we win. Being the NFL, you expect the storyline. You expect the storyline this week. It'll be some sort of, amazing quarterback performance just to mess us all up.
Yeah, I mean, the roller coaster that this is, it's unbelievable. And so I will say, like, anybody who thinks this game is just a foregone conclusion, like I just probably talked about, is probably a fool. So right. I can be a fool, and it's part of it.
It's good stuff. Alec, thank you. Alec Lewis with us on Fridays, enjoying his cheese curds here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Chris Lindahl posted on his Instagram yesterday. He was at a professional hockey game throwing arms out T-shirts to people. It was pretty great moment for Chris, and pretty great if you're at the Wild game. Watching Chris kind of throw the T-shirts out to everybody. It's Jason here. For my friend Chris Lindahl, that is like genuine joy as he's hanging out throwing those shirts to Minnesota fans. And it's genuine joy he experiences every time one of you reach out at chrislindahl.com and get yourself a guaranteed cash offer for your house. Now, you can call, too. I don't know if everybody knows this. 763-401-SOLD. What Chris does is he sells your house fast. You got to decide for you. Do you want to go on the open market, or do you want a guaranteed cash offer? If you are in a hurry, you want a guaranteed cash offer. If you don't want to fix up your house, guaranteed cash offer. If you don't want to figure out what to do with all that junk in your unfinished storage basement, guaranteed cash offer. All you do is go online and cash the check. chrislindahl.com. Get a guaranteed cash offer and start packing.
Why should you listen to the Adam and Jordana show? We actually like each other, but we don't always agree.
She's from Jersey, loves it in Minnesota. I'm about as Minnesota as you can get. If she says something that I think is ridiculous, I'll tell her. And if I say something that is ridiculous, which I do quite often, she usually tells me.
We ask real questions that affect you and try to get real answers.
But above all that, it's to make you laugh. It's to make your day a little less difficult.
You already listen. We're just here to remind you why. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Call Metro Heating and Cooling for a $99 furnace tune-up and safety check. Find out more at metroheating.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
35 East southbound ramp to Roselawn currently closed right now because of a crash. Things are slow on the main line as you come down from Little Canada Road. 694 northbound near County Road 14 over on the east side of the Metro. Got an accident blocking the traffic lanes. Traffic is getting by off down to the right shoulder, but it's slow as you come up from 10th Street. Southbound slowing as you approach Highway 36. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
I'm Mary Jo Copeland. Sharing and Caring Hands has been helping people in need for 41 years, thanks to your generosity. To learn more, to donate, go to sharingandcaringhands.org. Make a difference in the lives of others and give hope to the children. May God bless you all.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, this weekend's going to be perfect. Tomorrow, 54, partly cloudy. Sunday is going to be the best day, mostly sunny. So if the Vikings game goes south, just go outside. Enjoy it. 52 will be the high. The average high is 39. Monday, rain. Turns to snow on Tuesday. Thanksgiving is going to be very cold. By the way, you can start thawing your turkey. Do not wait until next week. Right now it is 44 on the season.
This is News Talk 830 WCCO. Broadcasting live from the 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship Studio. Single game tickets are on sale now at worldjuniorsmn26.com.
Now, who's hot, who not? Tell me who
It's a little treat for those of you
stores.
who
tell me
listen to the end. Show today. Dan and I may discuss this later early next week.
I was going to say, later this week ain't happening.
Well, a couple weeks ago, I talked about my first kiss.
Oh.
And I sent the young, well, not so young anymore, but the woman that.
I'm sure she loves that you're saying that.
She's as old as me. And so I sent her the segment. And in the segment, I had revealed that I had kept the love letters that she sent me in a binder. Today, I get a Facebook message from her that me mentioning the binder made her go look in her basement.
Oh, wait a minute.
Where indeed, she had a box that had a binder in it. Also a binder. And she sent me the front page of a love letter that I wrote her in 1991.
Uh-huh. The best part is you dated the love letter on. I mean, you wrote the date.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a professional. I sent it in a letter that had a typed return address.
Sometimes the best thing we can do at WCCO is shut up and let our listeners